but it was announced 2 days ago that athletic operations would be shut down. What does that exactly mean? We're in the middle of men's and women's basketball season, of course. So how far encompassing is that?
It's just a football thing. So that's really the only thing it encompasses, the WAC. And I guess people who use the Woody Hayes Athletic Center would have to use one of the 400 other campus buildings to practice in and work out in. So that is it's just mainly a football thing right now. And all that's going on right now is winter workouts as they get ready for spring practice, which is scheduled to start March 19th and is still scheduled to start March 19th, even with this pause, as they call it. So, yeah, impacts the football team. But, sure, the coaches would rather be in the buildings and working, and the players were working, but the players miss a week of spring every year for spring break, and there is no spring break this year. So this is, I guess, this would be their spring break is getting this pause. And so while it takes away from some of the work they would have been doing, it doesn't really it's not really that much different than any other year where they pause for a week after the first week of spring practice, and then they let them go to spring break, and then they come back to resume spring practice. And so this year there should be no pause during spring practice. It's just this year there was a pause that needed to happen before spring practice, and so they'll get back in around Monday or so, and then still have a few days to ramp up with reacclimating and making sure everybody's where they need to be before they start spring practice on Friday. So while anytime there's a pause or a COVID, once COVID gets mentioned, then it's like, oh no, not here we go again. And there's plenty of that on Twitter, plenty of that on our message board. And while it's not ideal to still be dealing with this and having enough positives to where you have to, get everybody out, they did something very similar before fall camp last year, where they paused things, let everybody get out, did some cleaning, and then everybody got back in to fall camp, and you just went. And so this feels a little bit like that. But again, I'll just reiterate, players have a week off every spring. They miss a week of spring every year for spring break. And so, maybe this is not much different than that.
Hey there, Steve. How we doing today?
I'm doing good. Sorry for my tardiness. Just had some life issues going on here, and that's how it is sometimes.
Life issues. Oh, boy. So hope everything's going okay. But, yeah, we have to deal with all that other stuff. It's not all about football, is it?
No, it's not, unfortunately.
And unfortunately,
that's
this
coming
week,
up, though, another week or two.
Yeah.
I know you guys were talking about
Yes, unfortunately, this week it's
assume.
about shutting down football. So
yeah, we're still stuck in 2020 talking about shutting down football. We don't want any part of that.
It's the year that won't end, I guess. 2020. All right. Don't know if you have anything to add on that, Steve. Tony just basically letting us know, hey, that it's not an urgent situation with the timing. We're not going to get to the end of the school year or miss anything if they take that mid-spring session week off anyway. Shouldn't affect the spring game at this point unless there's further delays that would push back the spring game or truncate the spring sessions itself.
Yeah, I just think that just the obvious that it's potential that maybe a handful of people would not be available for the first few days of spring practice until they get whatever the X number of days is that they're allowed to participate again. I wouldn't look at it as a thing that's going to cost people their entire spring practice or anything like that. So, as long as the majority of the guys are healthy and able to get out there and work on fundamentals, work on scheme, work on getting better, work on improving, work on development, all those things that you need to have happen every spring, then that's it. We don't have a list of guys who are impacted or anything like that. We may never even see a list of guys who are impacted if they keep us at arm's length and we're not even allowed to go. So, our joke when these things would come up would always be as long as it's not Justin Fields. So that's no longer a concern, I guess. But at any rate, as long as it's not Justin Fields.
The good thing, and not to downplay, I guess I am downplaying COVID, but like if you do lose a quarterback, you've got two others who are on equal standing pretty much because nobody has thrown it past this year, in their careers. So everybody's kind of on the same footing there.
Yep.
All these comments are bringing to recollection a conversation I had with my daughter last night, who's in PR at the University of Rhode Island, ready to graduate here in a couple months. So she was given some kind of sports information. She's taking a sports information media class, and she has to conduct an interview. She has to be interviewed and also conduct an interview. And she chose the hypothetical play acting interview with Ryan Day. So we were going through her line of questioning, and right out of the gate, she hit hard with the quarterback issue and the quarterback battle. So she's hitting Coach Day up. Well, she's going to be, talking to Ryan Day, going to hit him up hard about the quarterback battle right out of the gate.
Were you playing the part of Ryan Day on that?
Well, I will not be. It will be a classmate of hers.
Does that classmate know not to answer? Like, don't give any definitive answers and just talk around the issue and maybe say, that's a great question, but, it's, they'll all get reps. Well, everybody's got an opportunity. Kyle McCord, he can win it. He's freshman. Yeah. But, they're all three really, really good. And we'll get a look at them. And then just tell her, don't let her brains explode inside of her head.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be quite that savvy. So I don't know what's she's going to have to play the role of a Red Sox player on the other side. So